So welcome to our September team meeting. Yeah, welcome back. Summer's over. I know that we've been in the spring market all summer and we're beginning to feel a little tired, but take a deep breath and keep on keeping on, because this market, we have to take advantage of it while we have it, because we're not quite sure what's going to happen in the next month or two. Okay, here are our core values. I do have a group here, so maybe, come on in and help me with this.
Sure.
Why do we exist? We are the real estate company that changes people's lives. Joanne, core values, how do we behave?
These values will not change over time. When tough decisions need to be made, we will make them based on whether the decision is consistent with our core values or not.
Learning phase?
Our leadership team will attend training, read books, constantly upgrade their skills to better serve our agents. They will encourage our agents to do the same.
Servant leadership, we lead by serving. We are leaders and business consultants, not managers or staff members. We will never forget that without our agents, all of you, we would not have a career. Every person in our organization has value and deserves stability, trust, and respect. Ellie?
Fun.
Ellie is fun.
Well, we want our agents to be happy. We will accomplish this by making our market centers a fun, enjoyable place to work with a light, very social atmosphere. We will host frequent, fun, interesting events.
Teamwork. Great teams do not hold back with one another. They are unafraid to air their dirty laundry. They admit their mistakes, their weaknesses, and their concerns without fear of reprisal. They are hungry, humble, and smart. That last bit is by Patrick Lencioni. Lizette?
Hello, hi everyone. First, I wanted to start by thanking a couple of agents that had closings in August. Sorry, my slide is not up there, but Dawn Boldo, Julietta Capati, Carolee, Sarah, Antoinette, Danielle Grosso. Jillian had 3 closings with Carnegie Title, Nicholas Triano, and Rita Nullman. Thank you. Gary Silverstein, Olinda, thank you for putting it up. We really appreciate your support of the Market Center. We recently gave a quarterly distribution to your Market Center. Continue using the words with your attorney. Please use Carnegie Title on my transaction. Always keep in mind, if you need a flood determination, if you need a lien search, Carnegie Title is here to help you in growing your business and helping your clients. Thank you for all of your support.
I mean, all of the support that you give the agents, even if it's just answering questions and helping them, I mean, we really appreciate you. We're really very grateful. Is Alpha Moving and Storage on, our sponsor for today? Oh, for the bagels? Oh, no, there's no bagels.
No bagels and no donuts, I'm afraid. It seems like we have to wait for a vaccine for these things to happen again. I would guess, right? Which hopefully is coming shortly, right? First and foremost, thank you again for having me here on these calls. I really appreciate you giving the time here in front of all you guys, even on this somewhat rainful Thursday, September morning. I want to say thank you to Keller Williams, because I think in the approximate 1 year you guys have been working with you, we're starting to see a significant uptick in the number of referrals we're getting for you guys, and we really Alpha Moving is I think, like you guys are, we've seen a very late blooming market with a lot of people obviously still continuing to move, and I think right now the moving industry is kind of split in two. There's the high quality movers that are staying busy and prices are somewhat high for them. And then there's the, shall we call it, not so high quality movers that are very desperate and going very low and trying to kind of do a bait and switch strategy on your clients. So just make sure when you're recommending movers to your clients that they get a couple of estimates and they go with whoever they feel most comfortable with, okay? Because we're seeing a lot of bad movers out there that's doing desperate things to try and get the business. Our business continue to stay strong. There's a lot of people that are still desperately getting out of New York, moving primarily to northern New Jersey. That's probably the majority of what we're doing right now and what we expect to continue to do. So we're expecting to be busy probably till the end of the year at this point. And I think Mark had just sent out an updated promotion to Stephanie that I'm sure she can share with you guys after the call here. And again, thank you very much for your business, and feel free to follow Alpha Moving and Storage on our Instagram, Alpha Moving NJ. And feel free to ask me any questions you have, or call me or Mark if you need some guidance on selecting a mover, or you have any feedback on any experience that you had with either Alpha or any other mover. Okay. So again, thank you very much for the time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I would hope that with all of these sales that we're having now, and we are busy, that you'll be needing moving and storage companies. Quickly, I just want to go through the list of all the new agents that have joined us in August. Blimey Gluck, Harry Zuckerman, Susan Graham, Sabrina Gans, Isaac Leibowitz, Lorona Lee, Ann Oakes, Lee Kolash, and Henry Orlando. We are fortunate to be getting a lot of newer agents, and of course some experienced agents too. And Patty is working hard, and so is the whole ALC and our experienced agents, in putting together a great program for the new agents coming in. So please keep looking at the emails that I send out, but Stephanie is really the one who's sending them out every day. And keep yourselves updated on some of the classes. We will record these classes, and so you can go to the BCP. Is it the BCP YouTube channel where they're stored? The BCP YouTube channel. I do know some things, don't I? So welcome everybody new. I hope to see you in the Market Center. And we have another whole new group coming in for September. I've got somebody sitting here with me already. So, okay, how do we do this?
I mean, we can hear them.
We can hear them?
Yeah.
So who's got a cheer for Pierre?
Randy's always there for me when I'm texting him on silly little things, and thanks, Randy. Nina Malone, my partner, is killing it. She's there for me around the corner when I need a break. She tells me to take a break. So thank you, Nina. And I miss everybody. This is really ridiculous.
No, but that's why we're going to get the food truck, and we'll be able to socially distance and see everybody at least.
I have a cheers for Piers for Chris. He always helps me out with my new banners and name changes and office changes and team changes and etc. And then also, of course, Gigi Dozier for welcoming me with open arms to the Legacy Group.
So I can't see the screen, but I know that's Tracy. Welcome, Tracy.
Yep, that's me.
Voice, and the one before was Sharon.
I'd like to give a shout out to Joanne, Ellie, and Stephanie for always being there for me, whatever questions I have, whether they're silly ones or inappropriate ones. So they really make me feel comfortable enough to just go and ask anything. And I'm really, truly grateful for everybody at our company. It's wonderful.
I'm truly grateful for the whole team here, because well, you haven't been in the office that much, but I was working remotely for a week, and then did take a week off, and they didn't skip a beat. And I could not do this without them. I mean, besides that, we all have birthdays except for Joanne about the same time of year. Maybe that's why we're all on the same wavelength. So any other cheers before we move on?
I'd like to say a cheers for Piers, for Deborah and Gigi for taking on the roles that they've taken on and representing us. And I think that they are both excellent choices, and I could not be prouder.
Yes, and Gigi and Deborah are going to be, will be filling us in on everything and coming soon. I just don't have the agenda.
Oh, hi, Trish. I have Catherine Gloria, who helped me out while I was away to cover something for me. So cheers to her.
Thank you, Catherine.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Caroline.
Now, I have a cheer for the ALC members who are stepping to the plate to assist with classes. Are you going to make me get in front of the camera? Okay. I have a cheer for the ALC members who have agreed to teach classes on Thursdays at 11 o'clock, with the exception of today and next week, which is Mega Camp. But they will be teaching classes geared towards the new people. everybody's welcome, but I just want to say thank you for stepping to the plate and helping. Appreciate it.
I'd like to thank Luann Corrado. Every time I have a silly question, she answers it quickly for me. And thank you, Carol Lee, for helping me out with that signature in a pinch. And Randy, you too, you've been really helpful lately with my stupid questions.
You're welcome, Trish. Yes, thank you, Randy and Carolee. I'm always bugging you with my questions, and I do appreciate it. Thank you.
No, I can't see if they're on, but they are on a well-deserved vacation this week. They'll be back next week. So, you have a new camera angle. Okay.
I have a cheer for Pierre. Wanted to thank Andy Post for referring me to one of her clients and trusting me with her business. And also a cheer for Randy Douglas. Randy, can't thank you enough for all your help with one of my commercial listings. Help, around for all the questions I have and help me with everything. So
you're welcome, Mike.
I want to also, it's Sherry again. And also thanks Steph and Joanne and Ellie. I mean, you're all keeping me right on track. Thank you for all my questions. But I've also been in touch with Scott Leroy a lot, and I want to encourage you all. He's been phenomenal.
Great.
I just hired a virtual admin from the Philippines, and it's working out really, really well. If any of you want to know about that, give me a call. But Scott Leroy, I've connected her with him, and we're trying to get command going and contacts, and he's phenomenal. So use him as your resource.
Sherry, thank you for sharing that, because it's true. We pay for that as a service for you. It's one of our add-on services, and his team is amazing. So I know that you always, we're going to call Steph, and now we have Chris Garaffa on staff, but you know what? They're always the backup too, so they can do a lot for you. Oh my God, I look like a giant with this new camera. You can see this. Okay. All right. So are we done with cheers? That was great. Okay, next. Oh, I want to congratulate our cappers. Sherry, congratulations for capping this month. Yay! Fireworks, cap on your head. Difficulties? Jillian, yay! 100% for a while. I love all this.
Woo!
Luann! Hi, Luann. I must have been on vacation. Congratulations. Gary Silverstein, congratulations for capping. Jeff and Deb Adler, the Adler team. Yay! And then again, our August top 5 teams, the Ganji group, the Newman team, the Weber group, Malfetta team, Anthony G team. Paul was in yesterday, and he said he's going to be here in September. So let's see if anybody else has got that drive that he does this month. The top 10, go back. I want to say congratulations to everybody. Gary Silverstein, Carol Lee, David and Michal, Jeff and Deb. I love seeing some new faces on this. Jennifer Chan, Jillian, Laser Farkas, AJ, May Solomon. Congratulations, May, making the top 10. See, I was on vacation last week. And Josephine DiMartola. Great job, Josephine. One of our newer agents, right? Yeah, absolutely. What? Less than a year in our top 10. Yay. Okay, so what's next?
We're getting there.
We're getting there? I'm gonna get here.
Okay, you're good. We're back on that
Oh,
one.
we're back on that one. You can see I've never done this before. So we've got some great stats. Do you want to go over this, Joanne? The stat man?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the team meeting. And in August, actually, we had really great numbers that represent the production of our agents and how really the market is behaving. So something that I really wanted to share with you is that year to date, the NJMLS overall is 59 days on market. However, our KW Valley Realty agents are selling homes 49 days in the market. So that's a really, really interesting statistics that you can start sharing with those potential listing clients that you have. In addition to that, our sell to list price ratio is actually higher. It's 97.3% versus the MLS, that's 96.1. So not only are our agents selling faster, but they're also selling closer to what the seller wants to get. And many situations beyond the asking price as well. Now, other statistics that include both New York and New Jersey deals for August is that we closed 102 units in August. Remember, both New York and New Jersey. And this means a 15% drop compared to August 2019. However, the listings taken in August 2020 was actually 92, and that compared to 2019 is 15% increase. So we are slowly, well, actually not slowly, very quickly catching up. Yeah, we're exponentially catching up to our market from 2019. This compared to July is a huge increase. In July, I think we were 38% down, but in August we're 15. And then in September, we are expecting that the projection for our agents production is to be either at or higher than what you guys did in 2019 September. Not only that, but also the average sell price increased month over month, so versus 2019 by 3.9%, and year to date it's been increasing 1.7%. So prices are going up. And not only that, but we're also selling a lot more than what we were this time last year. And then just kind of going back to the closed units, even though we were 15% lower than 2019, we were 5.3% higher in terms of profit share than what we profit shared in terms of August 2019. So this is really great for those of you who are making use of our profit sharing program.
And how much did we share? Almost $70,000?
Almost $70,000. So in July, we did $69,000 in profit share. In August, we went to $68,000 in profit share. So this is really great news for those of you who are, sometimes even depending on that income, which is, a passive stream of income. So if you're interested in growing your downline, contact us. We're here to help you and definitely get you a piece of that money that we were able to profit share. So overall, it's shaping out to be a great market, and our agents are producing and are staying on top of it and kind of catching up to what we did in 2019. And like I said, September, we're expecting to surpass it. So those are some of the statistics that we had for August.
Thank you, Joanne.
Because we have the best agents.
We have the best agents. And our September has started out really, really strong. So we're making up in the profit, those months that we weren't doing very much. So it just seems to be all coming back to us. We're down a percentage that we can catch to at least catch 2019. It would be great if we could surpass it. It'll be really depend on how long this, I don't know, what do you call this market?
Spring market?
This spring market keeps on going. Thanks, Joanne. So Gigi and Deborah, are you there?
Yes.
Good. So Gigi and Deborah are our ambassadors, our social equity ambassadors. And I'm going to give it over to them to fill you in on what we're doing. We will have a much longer at-length meeting or Zoom, and Gigi and Deborah will tell you how you all can participate. And we're going to decide what we can do as a market center to move this forward.
All right, everyone. So thank you, Carl, for allowing us to have this time. As you mentioned, I am one of the regional social equity ambassadors, and it really is such a pleasure to serve alongside Deborah Warner and so many other fantastic people who have committed to this cause. And just to give you a sense of what our mission is, our current mission is to build awareness, solutions, leadership, and wealth opportunities for racial equality of our Black associates through transformation training, information, and experiences. We define racial equality as the systemic fair treatment of our associates, resulting in equitable opportunities and outcomes. We work to advance racial equality through training, leadership development, and opportunities, community involvement, and wealth building. So that is the mission of the Social Equity Task Force. And just to kind of give you a visual of why we are at this point, I want to just take it, I think this picture looks familiar, right? We can all see that. So that's kind of why this whole thing kind of started. I think, this whole social equity task force, and why Gary Keller felt like he had to say something. I mean, the whole world watched this, right? We all saw this, and I think we were all disgusted equally. So Gary Keller came out and he said something. And his response was this, and I'm not going to read the entire letter, I'll just read a portion of it. Gary Keller says, "Dear Keller Williams family, I'd like to make one thing clear. Racism is wrong, and Keller Williams stands with the Black community and wholeheartedly supports equality. Right now, communities across America are experiencing tremendous pain. This pain builds and grows exponentially with each name. George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland, Michael Brown, and too many more. Each person had a story, a family, and a home, and a life that mattered that was taken away from them. To our Black Keller Williams associates and clients, we are with you. You matter. Your family, friends, and community matter. Your lives matter. You are in our hearts and in our prayers. The truth is that racial injustice and inequality persists. And in order to help change that, it's critical to not only say something about it, but to do something about it. I believe that the real estate community has a unique opportunity to promote healing and reform. The first step is reflection and thoughtful self-examination. Then we listen, we learn, we speak up. That's how change happens. We know many of you are past this stage, and from you, we need leadership. While pain and hate brought us to this moment, love will help us find our way out. Onward, Gary. And that was our leader, our founder of this company. That was his response in response to this. And we've had, you know, there are some people that will feel, you know, why are we focusing only on the Black community right now? So Deb came up with this, well, she found this awesome cartoon, and we're just gonna role play it quickly, right? So Deb, you wanna role play this for me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Actually, all lives matter.
Of course all lives matter, dude. The point of the phrase is that Black lives are being treated as expendable by the police and the government that employs them. If someone says, save the rainforest, you don't respond, actually save all forests, do you?
Oh.
Just because we need to save the rainforest doesn't mean other forests have no value. It's just one needs our focus right now because the situation has gotten out of control.
I guess I never really thought of it that way before. But if I change my mind now, doesn't that make me a hypocrite?
Nope, it means you're growing as a person.
Huh. Black Lives Matter. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And the cartoon is pretty much just expressing that, you know, all lives do matter, right? We get that. And that's the point of this movement and of this moment right now, is to make sure that that's clear, you know, that all lives do matter.
And this is a question that we've been getting, that everybody on the task force has been facing. In fact, Michael Brand said he gets calls about it all the time. And what we're saying is that right now we're focusing on Black lives, and it's going to benefit everybody because this is going to be the model of how we can help to end discrimination. And I feel like now is the moment.
Yeah, perfectly said. Now is the moment. Yeah, this is the Social Equity Task Force, and I mean, if you read it, just it's, you know, the vision of it is to make Keller Williams the #1 workplace for diversity, equity, and inclusion across all industries, as validated by a third-party national task force. And anyone that knows Keller Williams knows that Keller Williams is a company of systems and models, and we are going to take this system and model, and we're going to now use it to help all communities, you know, all communities that are affected negatively by inequality and inequity. It's not only the Black community, we recognize that. You know? It's simply one domino at a time, right? That's what our model is at Keller Williams, systems first. So moving forward, we're just going to focus on 5 things that we want to do within the Black community. And I'm just going to quickly go through them, not in any detail. Number 1, community give back initiatives. We want to help the community, the Black communities. through home ownership, real estate career opportunities, youth mentorship. Priority number 2, diversity training and education, inclusion training, diversity, equity in real estate and across all industries. Inclusion marketing to increase the visibility of Black stakeholders, minorities in leadership positions to increase the number of leadership positions, wealth builders to increase the wealth and overall net worth of Black agents within Keller Williams. Deb, I know you're part of the education committee. Do you want to talk about that for a bit?
Yeah, we feel that in order to build wealth, one has to own a home. So, because then you can borrow against your home, and of course you develop equity out over time. And so we're planning on workshops to help people, first-time homebuyer workshops, workshops that talk about how to, about different financing. And we think that can help everybody, not just the Black community. We're going to focus on the Black community, but it can help everybody, and it can help all the agents. You can get a lot more business that way. And the other one that I'm especially interested in is developing scripts around what do you say when, because it's when you hear something, what do you say? I've always been, my mouth drops. I feel like a loss for words. So we're going to have words. That's it.
It's a great point. Great point. Great point. Speaking of what do you say, there's an amazing study. It was done by Newsday. It's called The Long Island Divide. And I just want to play a small portion of that, just a clip of this.
Now, I want to say this is from 2019. It wasn't a long time ago.
No, it wasn't a long time ago at all. And that's the crazy thing, it's very recent and it's very local. So I don't know if you're familiar with Jane Elliott. If you've ever heard of Jane Elliott, Jane Elliott says, let this sink in, and if it doesn't, read it over and over and over again until it does. So a white woman, race educator, Jane Elliott, says to an auditorium full of people, quote, I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our Black citizens, if you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our Black citizens do in this society, please stand. Unsurprisingly, no one moves. She pauses. Quote, you didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way Blacks are in this society, stand. More marked silence and lack of movement. She continues, nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others. Let this sink in, and if it doesn't, read it over and over and over until it does. Thank you, Carl.
Oh, that's amazingly powerful. I think we'll share this too. And Gigi, if you can send me any links about how people can get involved with this, please. And we'll put that all in tomorrow's update, okay?
Absolutely, we'll do.
Ladies, thank you for all that you do. We were sitting here, we were saying, we've got the right ambassadors. You guys are passionate, and we love it.
Thank you.
Joanne?
Hi, me again. So I just wanted to take a little bit of time to just kind of encourage our agents to really be on top of their listings, especially on the NJMLS. We've been noticing for the past 2 months that they've started to crack down really hard on fines. So in my experience so far with this company, I've been with Keller Williams for about 2 years. I've never really seen the amount of fines as I have currently. So definitely, please make sure that all of your listing updates and status changes are done on time so that you don't give them an opportunity or a chance to really issue that fine. Fines can go anywhere from $50 to $200. So it's something that gets billed directly to the agent, and I really can't do anything other than encourage you to contact the MLS and try to get them waived. But definitely, please be on top of it and make sure that the status changes are done in time. The other thing that I wanted to mention is regarding to Command. So I really appreciate the fact that all of our agents have transferred over into the opportunities in Command, and that you guys are really doing the commissions requests and everything in there. There's just one thing that I've noticed agents forget to do is click submit. So once you've done the whole process, we need to have access to it to be able to process the payment, and we're stopped because the agent forgot to press submit. So just that one little blue button on the right side of the screen, you can just go ahead and press submit so that I can go ahead and process the payment. That'll be great. And the last thing that I wanted to let you know is that as of October 1st, Ellie will no longer be checking compliance in Dotloop. Now, calm down. It doesn't mean that Dotloop is going to wait. It is not. I can guarantee you that we're going to keep Dotloop through the end of the year. So what we're doing is that Ellie will no longer be checking for compliance documents in Dotloop, just so that she can focus on Command and really expedite the process and expedite the timing for us to process your payment. Currently, because like I talked about in the statistics section, volume is increasing. The amount of transactions that we're closing is really, really high. And we really want to expedite the time that it takes to pay you. So if you can start focusing on doing compliance through Command, and Ellie can just solely focus on that, that would greatly increase our efficiency and potentially get you paid a day quicker. We're already quick anyways, but you know, one day makes a difference, especially over the weekends to get paid. So ultimately, to recap, make sure you're paying attention to this status changes on the MLS because they're issuing fines like crazy. Secondly, October 1st, Ellie will no longer be able to check compliance in Dotloop. You will still have access to Dotloop. You can still create loops through Command, so there's no worry in that. And then the third one, what did I say?
Submit.
Oh yeah, and then in Command, click submit. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joanne. And I just want to tell you from all my years of, being licensed for decades, if you get a fine from the NJMLS, pick up the phone right away and give them your story. Don't let it wait. They will rescind the fines if you are in the right. So don't let it go. Pick up the phone right away and you usually can resolve it. So Chris, what do we have going on?
Yeah, so I wanted to just go over real quickly how on the agent sites now you can actually create save searches that will give you email notifications. So what that means is that when you have one of your customers logging into your website, they can actually create like kind of like a prospect search, and it can get alerts now, which is awesome, and it works. So I did want to just share my screen real quick so I can show how that works. And this is something that's going to be coming to the app soon. They're going to release an update. So look out for that as well. But let me just go ahead and get into my site here. And just one other thing as an aside, Command is down right now. So if you're trying to log into Command, you might have a little trouble with that, but they're working to get that fixed. So I just wanted to give everybody that heads up in case you're wondering. So I'm in my agent site right now. And I am logged in as if I was a client. So on the customer end, if I wanted to go ahead and do, let's say I'm going to do a search in Woodcliff Lake. And let's go ahead and do a search there. And I think all right, it's going to do a current location. Let's see if I can get it to do Woodcliff Lake here. So I'm in Woodcliff Lake and I'm doing a home search. As you can see, it's giving me back some results here. I do have filters set up and I can clear those out as well if I wanted to. So let's just kind of reset these. Let's pretend I'm going to be doing like a whole new search. Okay, so I'll keep that. And what I'll do is I'll set my price range here. Let's just do it $750. And then I'm going to do some bedrooms here, 2+ bedrooms. So as I'm doing that, I'm actually creating a filtered search that I can then go ahead and save. So on the client's end, if I go ahead and hit that save search button, if they didn't already have an account set up, it's going to ask them to create one. And then what's going to happen is it's going to give you this screen here, as you can see. So right now it's telling me, to give it a name. I can say Chris's Woodcliff Lake search. And then what I can also do here is set up email notifications. So kind of like when you're setting up something in the MLS on behalf of your client, they can do that here as well. I believe they're going to have this inside a command where you can do it through the contact card. I haven't seen that update yet, but for now, what they can do is if they go to email notifications, you can say, I want to get them instantly. I want to get them daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. If I do instant, I will get any new listings coming on within 30 minutes of them hitting the MLS. That's what they're telling us right now. And it does work. I get them like every day now. So if I go ahead and save this, I will start getting email notifications in my email box as soon as I set that up. So if I come back later on today, I'll probably have an email with all the searches I just created. Does that make sense? Does anybody have questions about that or how this works?
So to notify our customers to go on there, is there any kind of, do they have to do anything special or just go onto our website and just fill in? Is there, I'm sorry, can you go back just one quick second and show me where the prompt is, and maybe I can take a picture and show my customers where they
Let's
need
go
to
back
go.
to my home screen here.
Okay, okay.
What will happen is when they're logged into your site, whether it be the consumer app or my agent site, currently it's only available on the agent site, but when they log in, you actually can see that they have saved searches set up here.
Mm-hmm.
And if I clicked on let's just do this one as an example, right? So this is a saved search. It's already set up, you can see. Now, if they wanted to make any sort of edits, like they wanted to change some of the filtering, they can do that. And then they can go here where it says save search. And then it's going to give them that prompt again, as you can see. And I can say, this is my new Bergenfield search. So the client can then go ahead and say, I want to get notified as soon as possible. Or maybe I want to get notified daily. So like at the end of the day, I'll get a notification email. So when they save that, it's going to change the settings for the search, and then they'll get email notifications daily now.
So if are these the searches that I've put in for my customers when I do the neighborhood search?
Or, yeah. So if they're like doing a search from one you've created, they can do the same exact thing, but
Okay.
then they can also do their own as well.
And if they've never logged on, what
If
do
they
I
never
tell them?
logged on, it's going to ask them to sign up. And then what's going to happen is that will just be like another lead capture in your database. But then you'll be able to also track like what save searches they created. And then they can go ahead and then create those email notifications.
Is there a way for me to encourage them to put a search in?
I would say if you're working with a customer right now, you can say, well, you can go to my website, put in a save search. And what you can do is then create your own email notifications there. As I mentioned, I think they're going to have an update where you can do it on their behalf from command. I just haven't seen it hit yet. And within the consumer app, you'll be able to do that soon as well. They're going to release an update soon, probably around MegaCamp.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is awesome. It's something I've been waiting for because, you know, when I'm setting up save searches, I would love to be able to get those notifications as soon as possible. And now that they have that up and running, it's great because I do get those like every day now. It's awesome. So try it out. Even if you want to put yourself on one just to kind of see how it works, for sure, do that.
Thank you.
All good. Does anybody have any other questions? If you want, you can feel free to reach out to me at the end of this as well, and I can go over that with you again if you'd like.
And remember that Chris is in the Market Center on Fridays, and you can either call him, he'll Zoom with you, or come in and he'll work one-on-one with you.
Yeah.
Really fortunate to have him on staff.
Yeah, and I just saw a question from Sherry in here. When did this start working well? I would say it started working well last Thursday. It's basically when the update hit. So I've been using it since then, and I've been getting notifications throughout the whole weekend. So yeah, if anybody has any questions or if you need to reach out to me, I'll put my contact info in the chat. I think everybody knows me here, but just in case, I'll drop that in there.
And also, Chris and myself and the team are on a call with the region on Friday. They're doing a lot of updates to be ready by Mega Camp, which is Tuesday. So it's probably why it's down now. They're really updating a lot. The exciting thing is that the Command for Teams they've promised will be ready by Mega Camp. So I know that our teams have been looking forward to that, and it's going to change their world. Jason, thank you for joining us. What's going on in the mortgage market?
Thank you guys for having me. Mortgage applications on purchases rose 3% as of last week, and we're 40% up 40% year over year. Usually that's in the single digits. So definitely, still strong, going to be a strong, very strong fall market. And as far as rates are concerned, I mean, what I'll tell you is that if you have anyone that's using a retail bank, like Chase or Bank of America, any of the big box retail banks, their rates are going to be a little, or actually a lot higher than ours. In most cases, they're high 2s, low 3s. And the reason for that is because they service loans, right? So, if they got caught up with a lot of people being in forbearance, then they had to dig into their reserves to continue paying the investors while not having much cash flow. And due to the volume of loans being so high, they basically said, you know what, we're going to charge higher interest rates to try to stem that flow. With us, we don't service loans, so we're in advantage there. And basically, we're still like mid 2s, high 2s on 30-year fixed, both conventional and FHA, and then low 2s for anything 15-year. So if you have anyone that any buyers you're working with, and they're looking to possibly save some money, or they're on the bubble in regard to qualifying with respect to budget, send them over. We'll take a look. We'll see if we can help them. And if you know anyone in family, friends that's that has a home and they haven't refinanced yet, definitely let us know. Would love to help them save some money on their monthly payment. Other than that, I'll open it up to questions if anybody has one.
Okay, thanks.
No? All right, great.
Okay, guys, interest
Awesome.
rates are still down. And what we're seeing is, because money is so cheap, we're seeing a lot of these multiple offers come in. And when any of the agents have these situations, a lot of them like to bounce some things off of me, and I'll say, well, who's got the biggest down payment? And I mean, these down payments they're low. I mean, like sometimes, of course, there's always those 50% in cash, but generally FHA, 5%, 10%, 20% is not even the norm anymore, because people just want to find, 2.5%, low 2%, people want to get into it. So reach out to Jason. His rates are low, and bond is fabulous for us. So thank you, Jason.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, now, are we ready for Mega Camp? Okay, just pause it a second. All right, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, Mega Camp. We have, thanks to all of you and our generous, if you bring anybody with a license, you guys are gonna get, we're gonna pay for both registrations. We still have a couple registrations left. Please get back to us today, because the price for Mega Camp is going up. Is today Thursday?
It went up.
Thursday. It went up today to $149. We have some other, some registrations left that we bought as a bunch. But at this moment, I think we have 26 guests. That's unheard of. If we had to take 26 people to Austin, I don't think we could. It would have been a fortune.
You have to rent a jet.
We'd have to rent a jet. Well, that would be great. Not a bad idea. So there's still some time, but Gary Keller's been working really hard on this. We have a couple videos to show you. And then after the Mega Camp videos, I'm going to give you all an opportunity to talk about your new listings coming on. I know that a lot of people, you know, this is the one thing that we're missing here, that collective brain share. So let's go through the Mega Camp videos and reach out to Joanne or myself or Patty today if you have a guest you want to bring or if you need a registration.
Heather Williams, it's Marlies, your KWRA HQ correspondent here to walk you through the Mega Camp digital experience. Instead of traveling to Austin this year, you can attend Mega Camp from literally anywhere. There's no lines for coffee and pants are optional. It's all possible through our amazing new platform. We keep saying it's not just a Zoom call, we're going to show you why. You already know some of the basics of how a digital conference will work. Getting familiar with the dashboard, setting up your profile, reviewing and creating your own agenda. But I'm personally the most excited about is going to be the networking opportunity. We know how important that is for any event, and it's still possible even when we're apart. Fill out this quick questionnaire to be instantly connected with like-minded individuals to add to your network. And you can always start again and switch up your answers to reach even more folks. You'll also be able to search for people by name to connect that way, and interact with profiles to see in other areas of the conference, social feeds, and breakout sessions. Like always, you'll be able to choose what sessions to attend and when, but you can go from observer to participant by mind sharing in the live chat, up and downloading questions and comments from the presenters, and keeping an eye out for any surprise guests popping in. And of course, if you miss anything live, you'll have access to the entire session video library during and after Mega Camp, so your training goes beyond. There's so much more that's going to set Mega Camp apart from any other real estate conference this year. Tech demos, live coaching with your team every morning, getting competitive with games and prizes, but it's best if you see it all for yourself. And you won't even have to get off the couch. So join in on the fun September 14th through 17th and register for Mega Camp today.
We're waiting for them to send, I guess, everybody who's registered this dashboard. I heard it will be coming out today, but if you want to find out what the agenda is now, you go to KW Connect, correct, Patty?
No. Megacamp.kw.
Oh, megacamp.kw.com, and you will be able to, there's drop downs each day what the agendas are, so you could start planning your 3 days. That they have the video session library this year, that's unbelievable. So if you've got to jump up and show a house, or you have a closing or a walkthrough, you can access everything, or if you are taking a class and there's 2 classes at the same time, you'll be able to go back and get the other one. So I think that's an amazing feature. Here's just a couple more videos.
And all front row seats.
All front row seats. Randy, I didn't know you were here. Is there anything you want to share with us, broker?
Team leader, I'm not sure. Look, compliance. I hate to say that, it's boring, but necessary. We need to follow all these things. With the help of the staff recently, we sent out a letter regarding anybody that's discussing possible lawsuits with you. If you have an unhappy client, which we have very few of those, but once in a while we do. If you get attorneys that do call you that were involved in a transaction and kind of questioning you as an agent about what happened, what didn't happen, what was said, what was not said, and you feel it might be a possible lawsuit, the instructions from ourselves and BCP ownership is that really don't discuss that as an agent with that attorney if they're contacting you about that. Just make a note, refer to myself or Colleen. We'll contact Al or Joanne about it. So you want to stay away from any lawsuits and probably involving yourself early on. If you think it might be a real risky situation, it's probably not a good idea. That's why the letter went out last week. So when you see things from myself, Colleen, Joanne, Ellie, Stephanie, I know sometimes we get 200-300 emails a day. Try to pay attention, open those up, because we're not just blowing smoke. We have usually something important we want to send out to you. So make sure you see all those things. That was the most important one that went out recently. Looks like Mike's reading it right now. I can't tell. But pay attention to compliance. I know it's boring, but there's a lot of classes that Patty's set up coming up this fall for anybody that's newer regarding contracts, closings, how to talk to people, language of sales. There's all kinds of classes our staff and agents have volunteered to be involved in. So they're coming up in October or September. So look for those. And I think that's about all I have, Colleen, right now. We'll see you on Monday in the office.
Good.
Randy, it's Andy. I just have one question because I notice more and more when I go to show a house, they don't have the COVID form. And so I've just been filling out hours and having my customers sign it. What's the protocol for that?
I would say, Andy, do the best that you can. Get as many signatures as you can on the document. Ideally, obviously, we like the buyers and sellers to sign it. We've always had some sellers who we don't represent, another company does, reluctant to sign our own document. That's always been a little bit of a problem. So sometimes we have call a banker form and our own form in .loop or command. So it's been a little bit of a problem. And as fortunately in New Jersey, New York area, virus seems to be waning a lot. And so probably not everybody's on top of it as they were back in, let's say, April and May. So in a way, that's a good thing, but we would like to do the compliance and try to get those signed, Andy. Do whatever you can. We understand there's extenuating circumstances. Some properties are vacant, owners already moved, owners never lived there for estate properties, but do the best you can, make an effort to try. Whatever documents you do come up with, make sure you save them in our electronic file, which is .loop. So we have a record. If an owner refuses to sign it, note it on the top of the page. The owner lives in Florida, never lived in the property. It's his parents' house. Anything like that would be really helpful for our file, just in case we have to refer back to it. Okay?
Sherry has a question. Sherry, why don't you unmute yourself?
Oh, okay. I know Ellie's really great because she keeps us all on board, and usually I can't get paid unless I have the waiver signed by both seller and buyer. But you're saying there can be some exceptions. Randy?
It's really like a case by case. Let's just try to get it signed.
Every effort to get them signed by all parties. Case by case, yeah, I think we probably have to look at it, but we'd probably rather say blanketly keep making an ultra effort to get it all signed. That's the instruction Ellie's been running with for many months, and she's been great about it. And I'll give Ellie, I don't know if she's online here today, but Cheers for Peers, she's been super on this kind of stuff. That's what she's been tasked with, and she's been doing it diligently. So don't want to make, but there are extenuating, so we'll take those case by case.
You guys, we are here. We've been, people do come in and out, usually when they have a check. We'd like to see you at all times. See you soon.